Hey, good morning. Today I am working at the top of my staircase because I want you to see that you can use any stair at home. You are more than welcome to use something from your garage. Go ahead and start sidestepping and warming up. A step up to your house. You can build a step out of 2x4s, or you can get a step, you can just use a commercial step. So my weights today, I've got a bucket of rocks, I've got a couple of fire logs. We're going to be doing legs today, some cardio, abs, biceps, and triceps, and I'm going to combine some of those together so that we can work muscles more than once. So let's go ahead, add a knee raise, and we're going to start just warming our arms. So arms just coming up and moving so that we can add in our biceps as we step. Just press in and out. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push our arms back. So pushing back, pushing back. Keep those knees going up and moving back with our arms. And adding some shoulder rolls in there. And starting the day. Okay, so kind of what we're looking at is 6 days a week of exercise, alternating some weights with some cardio, and then getting some cardio on your own. Your challenge is to walk, bike, hike, whatever you want to do, roller skate, as many miles as you can and log them on a map so that at the end of the time you have mapped virtually yourself to all your friends in town. I'm going to go ahead and start my step up on my step. So when I start stepping, I push through my heel, tighten my butt, and make sure that I'm powering up. So a step is always a power up. You see people coming up steps, and I'm gonna do this a little bit sideways. They get their knee there and they don't wanna hurt their knee. I'm on the wrong step. So they slowly pull themselves up a step, and as soon as your knee comes over your toe, you're causing injury because all your weight's in your knee. So instead, a step is putting your heel down, powering up so that that knee never goes over the toe. So just warming up, we're going to go ahead and build our cardio simply by raising our arms. So it's as easy as adding your arms at whichever level you need to in order to warm up. If you have a shoulder injury, leave your arms out of it. If you get tired, then bring your arms back out or simply get off the step and move side to side until your heart rate comes down. So raising your heart rate is what not only burns fat, but it builds your immune system. Go ahead and add a reach and a pull. We'll go 10 for those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to take those overhead, and it's up to you, again, what level. As soon as you are a little bit breathless, then that means you're doing your job. And if you're a little bit insecure on your stairs, because you might not be up smaller steps, just hang on to something and take those arms out. So once your heart rate's up, we're going to move to some legs workouts. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add weight. Without weight, I can go fast enough to get my heart rate up. With weight, it becomes a leg movement. So when I step up, I'm going to go all on one leg, so the leg does not get any rest. Push to the heel, tighten the foot, and stand. Okay? So we're looking for 10 to 15 of those. 3. And when you go up, you want to push through your heel, really squeeze your butt at the top, keep your butt tight coming down so that you're using that muscle. 8. And again, you've got walls or stair rails for balance. Once you get to about 10, swap. Okay? Anytime you feel like you need to rest, go get a different weight somewhere around your house, find something. Just do your own at your own pace and catch up to me later. Turn off the video, do what you need to do, come back in and turn on the video for the next area. All right, one more. And now I'm going to go back to using the steps, but I'm going to add in biceps. So when I'm adding my step, I have lighter weights for my arms, something that feels as though you can bicep curl. So as I step up, I'm going to curl up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I go ahead, I'm going to go to one arm to show you this, to do triceps. My tricep is anything that is from a straight arm, a bent arm to a straight arm. So when my arm is up here and I come back behind my head and I push up, that's a tricep. So go ahead and step up. 1, 2, and because it's overhead, I'm using my side here for balance, but you don't have to. 4, trying to turn the elbow in a little closer to my head and trying to keep that elbow right there and work off of a hinge rather than letting that elbow come up and down. Okay, and switch arms. So get your arm up, let it come back. You can use anything. You can use, you know, a bucket, whatever. You can take the steps out and just do them to be more stable. It's your choice, your workout, but just trying to get some more muscles involved while we're also adding a cardio. Okay, so go ahead and bring that out. We're gonna go back to our 2 together. We held them like this before. This time I'm gonna hold them like a hammer, and I'm gonna bring them up this way. A little bit harder for me to hold on to these, but it changes the angle of my bend. And notice I'm on one leg only, making that leg work a little harder. And then I'm going to switch to the other leg. So 2 of these together, or 1 together, same way. Now last time we did them this way also, I'm gonna bend them back this way so that they're coming back like this, okay? You might get your elbows out there a little, still keep them in as tight as you can, but there is a little bit more being out there because my weights are out here. So 1 leg again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can do 1 arm at a time. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take those out, and we're going to go back to a leg move now. So we already stepped up. One of the problems with using anything is that we tend to use the outside of our legs, the front and the back of our legs. So obviously walking, squatting, etc. uses front and back of legs. Anything sideways, walking down your cabinets uses outside of legs, and pretty soon as those outside of legs become stronger, your feet start to turn out. So what we need to do is work the inside of the legs. And you can hold anything. I'm gonna hold my chunk of wood. You can hold a ball, a towel, something that you can squeeze. However tight this is, my feet are straight down. I don't want my toes caving my feet out, and I don't want them way in. I want them even to whatever I'm squatting with. And from there, my squat is going to be butt back, shoulders to the knees, and squeeze up. If you want to add weight, now is your time to add weight. And I'm actually gonna just add weight on one side because that also makes your core tighten up so that you don't tilt over. But keep that squeeze, so as you go up and down, you're squeezing your butt and you're pushing up, but you're also squeezing your inside legs. And remember, to modification is no weight, just come down a little, push your butt in. Bring your shoulders down a little, push your butt in. You do it at your level with whatever weight. If you're carrying some weight on your body, you may not need to put some weight in your hands. I've done about 10, I'm gonna do them on the other side. Legs are super strong muscles, so I can do more weight typically, and I can also do more reps. And I'm really squeezing. I want to keep that muscle, those inner thighs, held as long as I can. And if you can't do 20, then just stop where you're at. So 10 on either side. I'm going to do one more. So oftentimes in the gym, you see people are putting bands around the outside of the legs and squatting. That's great if your legs are stronger on the inside. So if you ride horses, if you're riding bikes, and you push in with your feet when you're riding bikes, and your legs are stronger on the inside and they cave this way, if you walk like this, then you want bands on the outside of your legs when you're squatting. But if you've got legs that tend to turn out, if the outside of your legs are stronger than the insides, which is about 90% of America, when you add bands, you continue making the outside of the legs stronger, which continues those legs going, and pretty soon you're that little old person over the walker as you age. So keep the bands off the outside of your thighs. Put something, a ball, a weight on the inside of your thighs. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add more cardio in. So cardio is just gonna be straight up like we did before, because I don't wanna add weight. I can go a little bit faster. So stepping up, just like we did before, and adding arms. This time I'm gonna add a little bit of abdominals in. When this arm comes up, the opposite knee is gonna come up. So I'm gonna get going on the same leg that my arm is up, and then I'm gonna add the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every time I come up, I wanna squeeze my belly, tighten my abdominals. 8, 9, going for 15, so we need 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to the other side. Arm goes up. Get yourself going on the same leg and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna work those inner thighs again. So one thing you can do while you're standing is push against anything. If I take this bucket, has a little bit of flexibility. If I put my inner thigh against something and I push as hard as I can and I release, push as hard as I can, release, I'm using that inner thigh muscle. So those are people who are having trouble getting on the ground, that's a great way to do it. Another way to do it is simply to lie down, raise that inner thigh muscle, put your hand right there, push against it, and release. Push against it, release. 3, 4, 5, 6. Every time, hold that leg and push. 8, 9, 10, and then going to the other side, the same exact thing. Make sure that the leg is in front of your back leg. Pick up that leg, push hard, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the thing with weightlifters is oftentimes when people are bodybuilding and weightlifting, they forget those other angles. And so you have to build all of your muscles equally. You don't just want the front and back of your leg built, but also the inner outer thigh, because when you have equal pressure on both sides of your knees, that's what keeps you from being injured. Let's go ahead back into cardio again. We're gonna change our cardio out. We're gonna step sideways. So when I step sideways, you can hang on to something or not. I've got a lot of stairs down there that I don't want to fall down. I'm going to put my foot there, and the same thing applies. I want to power right up. I don't want to drag myself up over my knee. So we're looking for 15 either side. Just step up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice I'm going quite a bit faster. Because I don't have any weight, I need to get my heart rate up. Now, if I don't have my heart going up yet, I can add an arm. That immediately gets your heart rate up just putting your arm above your shoulders and your heart. And if I need to add my knee up, I can add my knee up. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm counting my 15 from the full position. But anytime you're tired or your heart rate's up, just slow it down and stop. I got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now if you need to walk, let your heart rate come down, breathe, do that. If you need to go to the other side, you can. So same thing, I'm going to put my hand up, I'm going to pick my knee up, and I'm going to do 15. So 1, 2, you don't have to put that leg down, you can just tap and come back up. 4, or put it down. 5, depends on how much room is on your step. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right? Okay, back to a leg movement again. This time we're going to add calves. If you've got a step box, you want to push it against the wall. Put your tush against the wall and come up from there. Or if you're carrying some weight, put your body against the wall. It's not balanced. Come up on your toes and set yourself down. Come up on your toes. If you've got a step, it allows you to go down just a little bit deeper so that you stretch the calves. Come down really slow and then come up really tall. The slow so that you don't tear something as you stretch it, and then come up. And then we're going to add in some weight. So here we go. We're going to drop and add weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop where you need to, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my squat back in and my inner legs back in. So I'm going to hold the weight between my legs. Keep that inner leg movement going. Shoulders come to knees. Remember, in a squat, go down as low as you need to and squeeze up. Modification is no weight, just come back a little. You never want your knees going this way. That will absolutely cause injury. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. 1, keep squeezing. Remember, do not let your feet go in or out. Your legs are a straight line down. Your shoulders are coming to your knees. And your knees are never going over your toes. 6, keep squeezing. 8, if you need to use a towel or something to wrap your weight in, or just use a towel, the pressure's the same. You just have to do whatever your inner legs can handle. And then I'm kind of supersetting that inner leg by doing one leg at a time. And again, you can push against the wall, or you can lay down and push against your hand. So I'm going to do that. Lay down and push against my hand. Okay, so this time I'm going to hold it longer, because each set you do, you have to make a little harder as that muscle warms up. So when I push, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. If you are a weightlifter, you can put a lot of weight on that leg. So while it looks like an easy movement, you can push as hard as you need to make that inner leg work. 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Switch it around to the other side and repeat. So same thing is going to happen. I'm going to bring that inner leg up. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Don't try and keep up with me. Remember, go at your own pace. Sometimes it takes people a few more seconds to set up, and figure out what they're doing, just shut the video off, come back. But make sure you come back because these workouts are for you and they're done with modifications. And it is so important to be off the couch and moving. All right, I always forget my sweat rag. Let's go ahead, we're gonna do another set of cardio. When I do my cardio this time, I'm gonna keep working that inner thigh. So when I step up, if I step forward, do you see how automatically when I cross over, I'm using my outside leg, when I cross over, that knee wants to go over the toe. So the way I keep that knee from going over the toe is I shift my hips back. Now the knee is behind the toe. When I squeeze up, I use the inner thigh and I bring my shoulders back down. Pick up, set it down. Pick it up, set it down. Try that nice and slow a few times. Slow meaning you still power up, but you can set yourself up nice and slow. And when you get that, you can add the arm and the knee. 1, 2, and I'm gonna add speed once I get my form. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and the other side the same thing. I'm crossing over the outside leg, so I want my hips back by bringing a little bit of bend in this back leg. Okay, from there, I'm squeezing up to straight. I'm coming straight back down so that that knee never goes in front of the toe. Once you get your form, you add your speed and bring your heart rate up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you know when you go to a step class, you have a step in the middle of the room. Putting your step up against a wall or doing it where you have a rail is a big safety feature. So just make use of that. I'm gonna go back into calves again. We could do another calf raise, but I'm gonna add some speed to those. These are little Tigger bounces. So when I am in place, I'm just going to bounce. And when I come down, I want to hit my heels hard because jarring movements builds bone density. So when you're doing that, it's up to you how fit you are to add a little bit of actual jump and leaving the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20. I'm going for 50. So there's 30. Just come out of it anytime you want. Remember, you can just be jarring your knees and hanging on to something. So about 10 more. Give a little bit of an estimate. It's almost like jumping rope. So all of those movements, jogging, jumping rope, anything that has jarring movement is good for your bone density. Biking is great for your cardio, but it's not really great for your bone density in the same way that jogging would be. All right, we're going to another leg move. So I'm gonna grab a weight. I'm going to put one foot forward. A squat, let's get our form first. A squat is always shoulders to knees. So it's never, remember we're taught, lift with your legs, not with your knees. What most people do is they go to grab something and they bring their knees down like this because they're lifting with their legs, not their knees. And look at my knees, they're going out over my toes. I'm blowing out my knees. So what they forgot to tell you when they said lift with your legs is get your butt back. Do you see how my knees went behind my toes? Now my butt and my legs can actually push my back out of the way without injury to my knees. It's still my legs working, but the form is shoulders to knees, back flat. And again, you can come a little ways down, you can drop your tush way down, but the form is the same. We're gonna add a weight to this, and we're gonna do those with one leg. So the difference between a lunge, which is body straight up and down, drop the back knee as low as you want, and the front knee will follow, and a one leg squat is my shoulder comes to my knee, my back knee bends, my shoulder comes to my knee, just like I did with two legs. Now one leg is doing all the work. I'm loading all my weight onto one leg, shoulder to knee, and pushing off my heel to come back. I drop my back leg, shoulder to knee, pushing off my front heel. It makes one leg do all the work instead of two legs doing the work. So it's a little bit harder. Modification, of course, is no weight. As you bring the shoulders in, you just come a little ways and push back, and you can hang onto a wall or something. And then to make it harder, you bring the shoulder all the way down, you drop that back knee, and you add a weight. 1, and 2, and 3. So this is a split squat. It's still a squat, it's just doing the squat on one leg. It's as though this back leg is not doing anything but balancing me. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Going to the other leg. Okay, so front leg is forward. Don't get that back leg really close, because when I drop it, I kind of cave in on myself. Get it back and hang on to something so that when you drop that, you can get that knee to the foot. So we're going to drop, knee to foot, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to use a heavier weight to do biceps with. So I'm actually going to take my rock out of there to do my bicep curls. You could double up your single hand ones. And I'm going to take out the step, because with heavier weights, you don't step as fast. So when I'm standing here, I'm just going to curl up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch, I'm going to shift the weight over to this hand. This hand's going to help. That arm's going to do most of the weight. That arm's going to do most of the weight. But when I'm here, that elbow's still locked so that that arm is doing most of the weight. This arm helps only enough. I only pick it up enough to get that weight up so that I'm challenging myself and I'm not just doing less than I would have. So you lock that arm and then squeeze it up. Lock that arm, squeeze it up. Now we're going to do some half reps. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. 1 more. Down, down, up, up. Going to add that weight for our calf raises. So this time I'm going to be on the wall because we're going to do a lot of them. I want you to come straight up, feet, toes straight. So just hanging onto your weight. You're going up, up again, down, down. Up, higher, 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 down, down. Now leaving your body to balance yourself onto the wall. Take your feet out a little, turn your feet out, your toes out as far as they'll go. And from there, you're going to come out onto your toes. And we're just going up and down for 15. Here we go. Stop at 5 if you have to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Remember your workout. If you do 2, that's more than you did on the couch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my toes way in so that they're facing each other, a different side of my calf muscle, and I'm doing it again for 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? So those of you who are bodybuilders, add more weight, do more sets, not higher reps. So the higher the reps, once you get above about 12 or 15 reps, you are no longer toning, you're just doing cardio. Keep your reps for toning somewhere in the 10 to 12 range if you can. Doing 15 because, gosh, you thought your weight was going to work, but it was a little light and you needed to do extra just to get the burn and the tiredness. But if you're actually trying to bulk up, you want to be down there 6, 8 with 10 being your max if you underestimated your weight. So your first set or 2 is 10 to 12 to warm up, but then you're down in the 6 to 8 maxes for those reps. Cardio is the same, whether you're body weight or adding weight. You want to be able to go fast enough and move quick enough to get your heart rate up so that you can use that heart muscle. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go another set of these crossovers, because the crossovers is using the inner thigh, which is one of our targets today. So go ahead, crossover, bend your leg down, bend your shoulders down, squeeze up. So reminder of position, shoulder to knee, squeeze up, and then add a leg and an arm as you need it. We're going for 20, 3, 4, 5, go at your own pace, whatever gets your heart rate up. If you've got a shoulder injury, just leave your arm out of it and do what you can. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's go to the other side. So same thing. Let's see which side. Okay, so my outside leg crosses over. My shoulders come down. As I push up, my hand is going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alrighty. Drink of water, walk around, catch your heart rate, come back in when you're ready. I want to do one more set of the split squat and show you how to make it a little harder. So if I have a step, I'm going to grab mine, or a chair, or a box, or a stool, or anything. I can put my foot on that, which puts a lot more pressure on the leg. So a reminder, the split squat was about having one leg forward and one leg back. Let me do that without the weight. One leg forward, one leg back. As I bend the back leg, I'm bringing shoulder to knee and I'm squeezing up. So if I simply bring my foot back onto a step, that creates more work for that front leg because you've got more pressure on that leg and less hold back here. Let me get my weight. My step is upside down. Okay, but I've done those off of chairs, off of couches. It doesn't matter where you put your foot. If you need it harder, and again, if you don't have something, you can just do it from a modified stance without the weight. So here we go for 10. Down, 1. And again, to make this harder, notice I'm making the positions harder today. You need each set for the first 3 sets to be slightly harder than the sets before. So if you do that same muscle again, you either make your position harder or you make the reps harder by adding weight, or you do more reps. If you're doing 8, then do 10 or 12. Okay, so we're going to the other side. Let me bring my step over. And do the other side. So I was on which foot? Okay, so dropping the back knee, shoulders to the ground. 1, 2, notice the front knee never goes over the toe. I'm bringing the shoulders to the knee to keep that knee from going there. And if you need to do these in front of your mirror so that you can watch your foot, that's a great way to do it. Mirrors are not about our makeup. Most people hate to look in a mirror. It's about ignoring everything but looking at your form. Is my knee going over my toe? All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and stretch out a little. If you need to do more sets of any of that, do more sets. That was inner thigh. A little bit on biceps. We're gonna finish out on triceps again. So a couple ways to do triceps. We have already done triceps by either locking our elbow and bringing it up. you can lock your elbow and push it out. And in this particular case, I'm gonna lie down and lock my arms and bring them this way. It's like a skull crusher, because if you drop the weight, it's gonna hit you on the head. But with any tricep move, with any move, it is not the move that changes. This movement is always the same. It's the weight that changes. So when you're in a gym and you're grabbing a cable, you're doing this. Or you're up here and you're doing this. But the movement is exactly the same. If it's a kettlebell, you're picking it up and you're pushing it out. Or you're picking it up and you're pushing it up. But weight is the same, the movement is the same, but that type of weight changes. So I'm gonna add my rock. We're gonna do these bicep, it's a French press if you use 2 dumbbells. It's kind of a skull crusher if you use 1. You don't drop it on your head. So a reminder to you that you bring your weight, 2 hands over to bring that weight up. I'm gonna bring this down behind or down toward my forehead, and I'm gonna squeeze up. Notice my elbows are not moving all over the place. I am locked in. I'm gonna pull my lower back to the ground. I'm gonna bring that down toward my forehead, squeeze it up, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're done, you're done. You bring it down holding 2 hands, roll to your side and take care of it. If you're not done, we're gonna do a few more at 2 count. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. 5 more, up, up, 4, up, up, 3, up, up, 2, and 1. All right, let's go ahead and bring those to our chest, roll over, set that down. So that's it today, hopefully. Hopefully those floor exercises were actually in the video. I might have been a little too close to the machine. At least you probably saw my arms up on what I was doing. So the way to add to your program is, again, do more sets, work on your form. Form trumps weight. So get your form first, make sure your elbows are not moving and things are going the right way, your knee's not going over your toe. Then you can add speed, and then you can add weight, and then just keeping yourself a little healthier. So you could go back now if you didn't have enough workout. You could do more cardio, alternate it and do more triceps, do more cardio, alternate it, do with more leg movements or bicep moves until you're actually done with your particular workout. So this is Brenda from Anytime Fitness. Again, tell your friends to log into us. We're going to try our best to get you some workouts. Again, 6 days a week, Saturday and Sunday. One of those days needs to be active rest, which is just walking. One of those days actually needs to be some kind of workout on your own, which is taking a walk, taking a jog, do something. If you're on a program and you're walking for the next 30 days, just a reminder, your body is going to plateau. So when you first start going for walks, they're going to be like, oh, this is a little difficult. But within a couple of weeks, that same walk is going to be much easier. Don't keep plodding because you're going to quit losing weight and getting leaner and tighter. Maybe you start walking to one telephone pole and speed walking to the next. Maybe you walk to one telephone pole and you jog to the next. Maybe you walk to one telephone pole and you walk sideways, or you grapevine over, or you walk backwards to the next telephone pole so that you're using your legs in different ways. Don't just continue doing the same thing over and over, because it creates a plateau that you never get.